I got the horse right here. The name is Paul Revere.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Saturday, October the 14th races at Hastings. We will have a 9-race card on the Saturday program, starting at 150. We will not race, unfortunately, on the Sunday program. We only managed to muster up 9 races. We might have been able to eke out 10 or 11, but they would have been really 5-horse fields, and it would have really been tough to get 2 days of racing together. It's just
staggering to the wire here. Hopefully for the last weekend there should
we'll be fine. There's 4 stakes races next weekend.
That's 4 right there. Everybody always wants to run last weekend, so we should.
Everyone will be in. Fillies will be in against the boys. Maidens will be in against winners. I mean, you'll see
cats
everyone.
And dogs, black and white.
The fussy people that usually are shooting for their
perfect
premium spot
race.
will not have that opportunity. Yeah. If they want to run, you better get in, and that's what's going to happen next week. So we should be able to, hoping we will be able to get 17, 18 races next week, or maybe not that many, but I mean as many as we can fill. We will run over the Saturday, Sunday programs. But 9 races on the Saturday program, 150 start. Let's get right into it.
2-year-old fillies.
2-year-olds. Fillies going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 2 and Otis. Liked her last time. Unfortunate to lose. Did win, but was taken down by disqualification. I still want to watch that one again. But still, there was some bumping in the stretch. Lookout Taylor was closing up on the inside, and there was just some debate whether it was 7 Chances or a Notice who caused all the chain reaction, what happened at the 16th pole in that one. But I noticed, bottom line, still ran well. It was game all the way to the wire. Held off 7 Chances. It looked like he was going to blow by them all. And this Notice still had quite a bit less. I'm going to follow her back. Put the 5-horse Astarte on the class drop. I mean, this horse has been running in some pretty big races, and last race wasn't as good, but still, she's got a pretty nice resume. She's live in here. And I put
significant
the 1 horse
class relief there.
1 horse for Mike Anderson goes first time Lasix, Sun Runita. Just the 1 run going 3.5 in a very quick race, but it's come back with 2 great works. 101 and 2, 102 flat. Those are 2 excellent workouts. Antonio Reyes will ride, so I put that one in the mix as well. I want all 3 of them on my pick 4. I went 2, 5, and 1.
You left out my horse. I went to Lookout Taylor. I thought making a nice move up the rail last time, and was absolutely stopped. Like, it stood right on her head. As the horse, as you mentioned, 7 Chances and a Notice were kind of bumping together and came down. And Enrique Gonzalez had to stand straight up on Lookout Taylor. Lost all chance.
It was just the beginning of his bad day.
Yeah, exactly.
He ended up coming off
later on
the card and
that day.
breaking his ankle.
But still only got beat 2 lengths and had to check sharply. And I think with a clean trip, she's right there. If she gets up the rail, I think she's right there. I'm going to go back to Lookout Taylor. Got her on top of a Notice. The horse that did win that race, for the reasons you mentioned, was very game. I like the way she fought to the wire. Mark Cluche, as we always mentioned, having a good year. And I got Astarte, the big class dropper, the Phil Hall horse in here that you had on your ticket as well, in the 3rd spot. 3, 2, and 5 for me in the 1st. On to the 2nd. Nice optional 35. For 3-and-up Colts and Geldings. Field of 5 in here, and you can make a case for all 5. It's more a matter of the nice 2 horses we leave off than the 3 we picked. I went to Silvertown. I don't see a lot of speed in here. I know he's been coming from off the pace, but leading rider Richard Hamill, I think, can put him on the lead. And Twist Grips once it comes from off of it. Driller he can go lead, but he comes from a little bit off it. Captain Jones is a closer. BC Charlie's a big closer. I think Silvertown gets on the lead. You're going to have to run him down to win this race, and he's in very capable hands. Richard Hamill just continues to set fire to the racetrack.
Doing everything right.
Winning both stakes last weekend. The Ballerina, we should mention, of course, on Notice the Jewel, and the Premiers on Awesome Slate. Congratulations on all the connections to them. Silvertown on top to Twist Grips. Cool horse. He'll come running. I don't know if he can get to Silvertown, but he always puts in a big effort. And I threw BC Charlie. He only got beat a length and 3/4 last time by Twist Grips. Got back to doing what he does best, which is sprinting. Go back early in the card. Wins a 25 sprinting, comes back, wins a 35 sprinting. Tried going long a couple times in stakes. Back into a sprint, only gets beat a length and 3/4. He's on his game for trainer Harold Barabee. 2, 1, and 5 for me.
Yeah, I agree. Silvertown's going to get the lead in here. I think the horse has to find the front. Driller will probably sit 2nd. Captain Jones will be a close 3rd. I don't see a lot of pace going on, though. I think this will be a pretty soft opening quarter. And then Silvertown, who has been off for a while, been in training and working well, and definitely I think the best horse on paper in the race. So I got to go to him. Twist Grips, he's just money. He just continues to run good races all the time.
Shows up every time, doesn't he?
He is just an awesome horse, and ran well again last time to defeat his dad's horse. The odds, John defeated his dad there. The odds are good. And prior to that, lost to Captain Jones. Looked like he was going to get by and win it, but
great race, one of the better
Captain
races
Jones
this season.
was up on the pace that day and ran very game right to the wire. But Twist Grips always runs a good one. I put Driller, the 3-year-old, in for third. He's always salty.
He always hits the board.
Sprints. Not a little disappointing. He lost to Naughty Newman last time, and I know a lot of people were because he was 3-5, or odds on anyway. But still, he should get a good trip sitting just off of Silvertown. Should be the 2 Grays on the lead, and one of them should win it. I went 2, 1, and 3. I agree with Drew. I think Silvertown's going to be awfully tough to beat. On to the third race, $4,000 fillies and mares, non-2 lifetime. They're going to sprint 6.5 furlongs. I'm going to go to the 1 Tap It Dance, like sticking with horses that are sharp. This horse had a dreadful trip last time. It was like 4 wide the whole race. I know it was just a maiden 4. Those races are weak at this time of year, but did defeat Oh So Quick, who did come back to win last weekend. But still, I just thought this horse had everything against it. Was wide on both turns and still managed to run by. There was a reason why they ran her for $16,000 first time out. Obviously, thought
something there. Yeah.
There was no maiden races for 16. That's why the horse was in a winner's race. But just still, obviously, Tracy thought there was some ability here, and I respect her. And I'm going to follow this horse back. I put the 6 horse Is It Gold in for second. Is dropping from conditional $16,000 company, and I thought. This horse has been okay. It was a better run last time.
Yeah.
But there's been a few disappointing efforts prior to that, so I'm just a little leery about just jumping all over this horse on the class drop. But still, the horse is pretty live in this spot. And I put the 2 horse Aldergrow as between Total Defense. That's it. The other 4 horses, it was for me. I didn't know who to put in for third. I thought Aldergrow Glory going back to a sprint would help. This horse was up there near the pace, going long last time.
Yeah.
She's a 1-run closer. She should get some good pace in here with Prettier Than You. That's it in Total Defense in the race. And she should come running on maybe to complete your try. I went 1, 6, and 2.
This is the kind of race where you can, this might be an all-button race here. I was back and forth. I landed on Is It Gold, the one taking the significant drop. Everybody else is a $4,000 level. Is It Gold is the one that's dropping. She's been running in higher races throughout this year. Good third in an optional 35 mile. Good luck to you. Eco Charge. Last time, even that Extramarital, this was just last weekend. Extramarital, Colleen's Diamond, A Star to Be. Those are considerably tougher mares. Only got beat 4 lengths, so I'm going to try and have Is It Gold land in the winner's circle. I put Total Defense coming out of that race, just run behind Alder Glory. Gets a very welcome back to the race is Scott Williams, who's already got a win under his belt on
Rosie's Notice.
Rosie's Notice, and a good second as well on the same card. Good to have Scott back in the attack. He will be the rider of note for Glenn Todd, as David Lopez has gone on to Phoenix for the winner. Put Total Defense in the second spot. She's always right there. She's also got some pace in a race where, I don't know, there's, That's It can go to the lead. Prettier Than You is fast, but
horse is fast.
But stops. And Total Defense, I think, can sit just off of them, get a good trip. Got her in second, and I put That's It. Another one, good third last time behind Miss Finality and Sakura. Those are tough older mares. Put her in the third spot in a race I didn't have a strong opinion on. 6, 5, and 4 for me in the third. On to the fourth. Good race here.
There's a few good races today.
It's a good card.
A couple of good co-feature races.
$16,000 straight claimant event going 6.5 furlongs for older boys. Field of 6 in here. I went to a horse. He's on his game right now with Burnham. He had some troubled trips earlier on this season. I think the race is going to set up well for him. You got the odds are good goes. You got Omega Victory's got speed. You got Bluegrass Angus's speed. There seems to be a lot of speed tied on for this one, and I think that Burnham gets a good trip. He attracts the services of leading rider Richard Hamill, who did have other options in here, most notably Bluegrass Angus. And him and Mike Anderson, what are they? 38% together over the last couple of years. They are money together. I'm going with Burnham on top of Bluegrass Angus. Of the speed horses, he's the most accomplished. And he's on the outside of Omega Victory, and the odds are good. And that's going to give Antonio Reyes a better trip, where he's the one applying the pressure, not the one being pushed. So I got Bluegrass Angus in second, and I threw the odds are good. Cool horse, just got beat a neck last time by Twist Grips for 25 grand. He's down into 16, and he's another one that always shows up. Good, honest horse out of the Mel Snow Barn. 2, 4, 1 for me.
Yeah, this is a tough race for Burnham. This
race
is
really
tough.
But I think it sets up for him.
if it sets up for Shooting Jacket and Coulterbury as well.
Yeah.
It's a really, there's a lot of nice horses in here. I like the odds are good quite a bit here. I think this horse gets the lead. I don't think anyone's going with him. Mega Victory isn't fast enough. This horse went 23 flat last time. Bluegrass Angus has been rated in his last few races. He's been routing. I just think the odds are good gets the lead. Maybe I'm wrong and he doesn't get the lead. Maybe he gets, but even if he goes 21-4, 44 and change, this horse still can win.
He's tough, yeah.
He's still running. He beat Burnham 2 starts back quite easily, and he's just a nice horse that sprints really well. I put the 5-horse Shooting Jacket. I have no idea if this horse can run anymore or maybe the class drop. Well, obviously the class drop can't hurt, but this horse still hasn't won a race in quite some time, and he definitely needs a win. Is reunited with Ruben Lara, who probably was on him when he won his last race back a couple of years or last year. But Shooting Jacket's a really nice horse that just needs to get a win, and maybe this will be the tonic he needs, getting down for 16,000. I put Coulterbury returning to a sprint last time. I thought it was really good. Just moved early.
Better effort,
Twist Grips. Twist Grips would be 3 to 5 in here.
Yeah.
And I like anyone coming out of the Twist Grips race rather than anyone coming out of any other races. I thought that was the live race of anyone other than Shooting Jacket, of course, coming out of the stake and an optional claimer. But I went 1, 5, and 6. I thought that was your horse, but I did leave out Bluegrass Angus and Burnham, who are both horses that are running well. It's a tough race.
It is a tough race.
1, 5, 6 for me in the 4th. On to the 5th race. This is a $20,000. It's called a handicap. It's not really a handicap, but it's a restricted non-where it's a 2, non-3 lifetime. It's an overnight handicap. I just see a lot of speed going on in here. I see a crazy pace. I see the 2 going. I see the 3 going. I see the 4 laying close. The 5 goes. The 6 goes. I think Liquid Metal gets a really nice trip in this race. He finished running against your buddy Burnham last time and wasn't disgraced between Born to the Track. And those horses would be heavy favorites in here. That was his first run since July, too. And I thought he came running on well in that race. It was a fast time. I just see him sitting last and making one run and winning the money. I know he's been a pace horse at times in the past, but he really rated nicely with Antonio Reyes last time, and seems like the way maybe he wants to run, and I'm going to try him to win it. The 4, Naughty Newman is definitely the horse to beat. Nice win last time defeating Driller, and his time to shine. Sat close to the pace. Richard Hamill gave the horse a perfect ride, and the horse ran onto a narrow win over a very good Driller, who would be the heavy favorite if in this race. And I put the 2 horse His Time to Shine, who really ran well off the layoff, also carved some really fast fractions, still kept running though, and was right there at the end. I thought this horse ran well also. I've left out Satellite Storm, who's sharp. I know he's coming up from 8 grand, but this horse has run up this high in the past. He runs in good form, and Hansen's Victory obviously needed the race last time, and could be tough second off the layoff. But I just saw a lot of speed in here, and that's why I landed on the 1, Liquid Metal. I think he's your stone cold closer. I went 1, 4, 2.
That's why I went to Hansen's Victory on top, because I think he's a closer, and obviously he needed the race last time.
I think he's broke bad last time.
Yeah, I know, but I don't expect him, he's breaking from the 6 hole. I don't think Scott's going to send him and get involved in a major pace duel. I could see him sitting just off the pace and get first crack at him. And obviously, a really talented colt. He beat Driller last year in his second start. Hadn't seen the races since. Showed up here the 24th of September. Very tough to run against these horses.
Yeah, this late in the year.
This late in the year that have 7 or 8 starts, have been running all year. I could see him moving forward in this race, and I think it could set up for him. So I got Hansen's Victory on top, a Liquid Metal. I do like Liquid Metal in here. Back into a 3-year-old race, running against those tough older horses last time, like Burnham and Born at the Track in 1:16 and 4. That's a quick.
It was an open 6. It was like an open 16.
Yeah.
He's getting into this restricted race.
Yeah.
He's an older horse, but I mean he's getting into a restricted race.
Oh yeah, sorry, he's older. He's not a 3-year-old.
He's getting into a restricted race, though.
He's running against 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
Liquid Metal I think is tough in here as well. I got him in the second spot. And Naughty Newman, a horse likes to win at big odds. Broke his maiden at 12-1, won last time was 6-1. Shows up every time, gets Richard Hamill, has to be respected. 6, 1, and 4 for me in the 6th. On to the 6th. 4,000, non-2 for 3 and up Colts and Geldings. Go 8 of them going postward. Got to be Slicky Boy in here. Only gets beat 3 lengths last time, but good as they get. Always Sunny Kermode, considerably tougher horses. John Morrison gets aggressive with him. This is a guy who's shown some promise in his career, was well thought of. He's running against Driller, Imposing Cat, Soul Cat, Handsome Chef. He's ran in tough races. Now he's in a 4 non-2. Richard Hamill, all systems go. Best bet of the day type candidate for me. Slicky Boy on top. Rally Cap Rudy's an interesting one for Kate Cooper coming up from Seattle. Running in 7,500 non-2, non-3s, and was, not disgraced in those. Last time he ran into non-2, he only got beat a length and 3/4. That was for 7,500. In here for 4 non-2. Have to think he's to be respected.
Definitely.
Got him in the second spot. And who did I put in third? 4, Humphrey Ladd. I don't mind Humphrey Ladd.
Yep.
Took
Blinkers
the drop
on.
down. Yep, blinkers on. Took the drop down to 4 non-2 last time, and a good third. He could move forward in his second start at the $4,000 level. 1, 2, and 4 for me.
Well, the first 5 races we've disagreed on most everything, but I think this race we agree. This is definitely a 1, 2, 4. I agree with Slicky Boy.
Yeah.
John Morrison and Richard Hamill. I can't believe it's only 57%. I thought it was higher.
Yeah,
I thought it was like 80.
It feels more like they had 90.
They've been an excellent combo over this year, and Slicky Boy's obviously been aggressively spotted down here for 4,000. That time of year, you're going to see these kind of class drops, and Slicky Boy, a 4-year-old, he's definitely a cool horse. That's going to be a 4-year-old next year, and it's just you got to get the money now. And Rally Cap Rudy, he's had a busy season, but still he's been running against better horses. And I put the 4-horse Humphrey Ladd. I agree. 1, 2, and 4. I think those are your 3. Slicky Boy's a single. 1, 2, 4 in race number 6, which is the start of your late pick 4. On to the 7th race, $4,000 fillies and mares here, going 6.5 furlongs. The 3-horse Texas Alley Cat, once again aggressively spotted. Just finished winning. Mind you, these horses do jump up from 4 to 62, and they're interchangeable.
Yeah.
This horse just finished winning in 117 flat, the 62.50 level. Obviously drew nicely, and is going to be tough at the 4,000 level. So I got Texas Alley Cat with Scott Williams aboard. Put the 4-horse Lady Cash, who's just been brilliant. Actually been really good in the last couple of races. Wow. This horse has been battling on the head end, drawing away, good times. I know it's been long. Got to shorten up to 6.5 furlongs, but Frank Barraby's got this filly firing on all cylinders.
She's good right now.
If anyone beats Texas Alley Cat, it's probably going to be Lady Cash. And I put the 5-horse Shayla's Rose, another one for Teddy Hurt that always runs well. Good runner-up effort to Lady Cash last time. She's always close to the money if there's a crazy pace. I thought it was 3, 4, 5. I left out Valid Val. Might have trouble getting a trip. Zenita Rose, another one, tough trip. I went 3, 4, 5.
I agree. Texas Alley Cat was really impressive last time, and just ran hooked, went in 22, 45, didn't matter. Drew away at 1. I got her on top. There is other speed in here. That's why I like the closer, Zenita Rose, in the second spot. Switches to Richard Hamill. Last time he was aboard, she did win the HPBA claiming championship race.
Very timely victory.
Yes, very timely victory.
$25,000 prize.
She's had a good year. She's had, 8 starts, 3 wins.
Been awesome.
6 of 8 in the money. She's always right there, and Hamill knows her well. I got Zenita Rose in the second spot, and I agree with Lady Cash, a horse that is in very good form for Hall of Famer Frank Barraby. 3, 8, and 4 for me in the 7th. On to the 8th, 16, non-3. Nice race for 3 and up Colts and Geldings. I see some gas on in here, and that's why I went to Fetisov. He's dropping down to the $16,000 level. Cheapest tag he's run in his career for the Mike Anderson, George Morgan-owned son of Smart Strike. And I think it sets up well for him. I think there's enough speed for him to run at. Another Mike Anderson, Richard Hamill combo here. As I mentioned, Hamill's riding the best of anybody right now. You can't, you got to back Hamill. I like him in here. I got Fetisov on top of Catch Me, who will be part of the pace scenario. And these guys battled it out. My next 2 horses, these guys battled it out on the head end last time, going long. Now back to a sprint. I think that could work more in Catch Me's favor. So I got him on top of Kermode, but I went 7, 3, and 1.
I agree. Fetisov's the horse to beat. I think he's speed, though. I think he's going out there. He's going to be
think he goes?
His lone win was in wire-to-wire fashion. He came back and chased Crackdown in his next start. Last time he just had it, he couldn't get out there against some really solid, sprinters, and
not even
didn't break great, but still he's whatever. It doesn't really matter. He's got a good draw. Richard got a perfect draw to sit on the lead,
find his
third,
spot,
fifth, whatever, and get into a good spot. But Fetisov, I agree on the class drop, is your horse to beat. I put the 6-horse Always Sunny in for second. This horse really doesn't want to rout, I guess, and he gets back to a sprint where he had a dreadful trip sprinting, and he still almost beat Good As They Get. He was the second choice that day, and he's a horse that does like the slop. He broke his maiden in the slop. It's probably going to be a wet track. And Always Sunny is definitely alive in here, and he could get a good pace. I agree that he could get a good pace to run at, because I think there is a pace scenario in here. And I was between Kermode and Catch Me. I went Catch Me, though. Catch Me.
I lean towards Catch Me, too, over Kermode, but they're right together.
They're interchangeable. There's nothing. You're talking a foot between them last time.
Coin toss.
And I went 7-6-3, but I think those are your 3 horses, or 4 horses anyway, in our co-feature race number 8. On to the 9th and final, maiden $16,000 claimers going a mile and a 16th to close out the weekend, Saturday card, and the entire weekend. I went to the 3 lucky ending, nothing clever here. Good runner-up effort to Martello last time, just fell victim to a slow pace. Martello got away cheap on the head end and was given a really good ride by Antonio Reyes, and stole some easy fractions and ran away and hit in a good time, 1:45. So and lucky ending was left to be second. Panning for Gold was just in behind. I'm going to put him in for second, and I put Master Ewan for third. I think those are your 3 horses. I went 3-5-1.
I don't have a lot to add. I went Lucky Ending on top. Good second behind Martello last time for 25, now in for 16. So Hinsavachi should be noted too, riding
good.
very well.
Like you said, Richard's riding great, which he is.
Yeah.
And I said Miles the best. I mean, but the one in second rate.
The guy who's hot right now is Hinsavachi, winning 3 last Saturday. Good connections there. Lucky Ending on top. I'm taking a shot on Fantastic Command. Has a good number for the distance, good Tomlinson number. He's taken a drop from maiden special weight, the maiden optional 40. Last time he ran in that, he took a big step forward too, which is what I like. From his first start in the maiden special weight, he was 10th, brutal race, 10th beaten by 28. Got a 6-buyer. His next start, he gets a 56-buyer, runs 5th, behind some tough horses, a Northern Storm, who's very fast. Kodiak Rose come back to win a optional 40. So that was a live heat. Now in for 16 and going long. I think
you will get the lead.
Yeah, I think the distance could help him, and he could carry him a long way under jockey Antonio Reyes. Fantastic Command in the second spot, and Master Ewan for our good friend Rob Maven. This horse has been knocking on the door all year. In for his cheapest price. He can make some noise in here. 3, 2, 1, just like that for me. In the nightcap. There's our analysis of the Saturday, the lone card on this weekend. Up next on Screamy Picks, Mike, as always.
Well, there are a lot of races there.
You're up to bat.
They got a lot of ones. In race number 1, I went to the 2 horse, I noticed. Going to go 2-5-1. Race number 2, I went to the 2, Silvertown over the 3, Driller. Went 2-3-1 in race number 2. On to the 3rd, I went to the 1, Tap It Dance. 1-6-2. Race number 4, I went to the 1 again. The odds are good. Good speed on the inside. I'm going to go 1-5-6. Race number 5, once again down to the inside. I'm going to go with Liquid Metal. 1-4-2. Race number 6, guess what? Another one. Slicky Boy. 1-2-4. Hopefully the rail's good on Saturday. In the 7th race, went to the 3, Texas Alley Cat over the 4. I'm going to go 3-4-5. In the 8th race, our co-feature, went to the 7, Fetisoff, making the class drop. 7-6-3. And in the 9th, I went to the 3, Lucky Ending. I'm going to go 3-5-1 to close out the Saturday program.
On to my picks, there we go. In the first, the baby race, 2-year-old fillies, I went to the 3, Lookout Taylor over the 2 and the 5. In the second, number 2, Silvertown over the 1 and the 5. In the third, I went to the 6, Is It Gold over the 5 and the 4. In the fourth, went to one of the horses I like to pick, number 2, Burnham over the 4 and the 1. In the 5th, I went to the 6, Hanson's Victor over the 1 and the 4, and that's where me and Mike are done disagreeing, because throughout the rest of the card, we're pretty close. The 6th race, we agree on number 1,
Snuggle up in the last
Slicky Boy.
4, yeah.
I'd say probably your bet of the day, best bet of the day, I'd say,
Definitely
is the
Slicky
1,
Boy.
Slicky Boy, over the 2 and the 4. In the 7th, number 3, we both like Texas Alley Cat over the 8 and the 4. In the 8th, number 7, we agree on Fetisoff over the 3 and the 1. And in the nightcap, we agree on number 3, Lucky Ending over the 2 and the 1.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of Handicappers Corner. Just another reminder that if you can't make it out to the track on Saturday, please do come on out to the Derby Bar and Grill. And if you can't, obviously no racing Sunday, get out here.
And we are taking reservations now for Breeders' Cup. We're only a few weeks away from Breeders' Cup. You can phone here, make a reservation. The number is 604-536-2978. And it's starting to fill up.
Yep.
If you're going to watch the Breeders' Cup anywhere, this is the spot to watch.
It's November 3rd and 4th. Well, the November 4th is the big day.
The Friday you can make a reservation for, but we don't. That's not as crazy. It's easy to get in here on the Friday, but Saturday you're going to need a reservation, or you're not going to get in the doors. This is the best place to watch the Breeders' Cup. Put on a big spread, of course you can gamble. So I always say, not only can you drink and gamble here, it's encouraged.
Our next live cards will be next Saturday and Sunday. Yes, we will get 2 cards together next weekend. Next Saturday.
Our closing weekend.
Yes, October 21st, and Sunday, October 22nd. There are 4 stakes races on the closing day. We do have the BC Cup Classic, the BC Cup Distaff, the BC Cup Nursery, and the BC Debutante.
Very nice, Michael. Pulled it
we got
out.
the older horses.
Pulled that out of his hat.
But the older horses running as well as just the 2-year-olds. But 4 stakes races to help out the final 2 days of racing at Hastings. First post both days will be 150. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this edition of Handicappers Corner. We'll see you next time here at the Derby Bar and Grill.